Hey guys, welcome. Gordon McDonald, West Coast Swing, Amsterdam. Today we're gonna work a little bit more on giving and changing the momentum from our basic patterns. So when we are talking about basic patterns, we're always going to start with the left side pass, underarm turn, the sugar push and the whip. So these are the things that basically everybody will get in their first classes or introduction classes or workshops. But instead of just thinking too difficult with variations, this is maybe something that you can practice right away. So if I'm talking about a sugar push, so normally I will go as a leader, I go back 1, then I'm going to do a 2, and when I give you a 3 and 4, 3 and 4, my follower knows that it's going to be a 6 count, right? So I just place my anchor on 4, and this whole anchoring is going to be 2 beats, right? 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 2 beats. What I can do is, instead of just being already happy that I just laid out this anchor, I can also play a game of conversation with my follower, because what I can do is, instead of just anchoring, I can just give my follower a little bit more information than what he or she is normally accustomed to. I will show you. So pay attention to the 4, because I'm going backwards. 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So as you can see, I just changed my normal hand hold and I shifted part of my upper body, in this case my left shoulder. I went up a little bit and I went to the side. So there are a couple of things that we can just focus on before we would like to give that information. The first thing is going to be our eyes. I know that it's going to be very difficult to keep looking into somebody's eyes, you know, especially when you are doing this during the entire 6 counts, like 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So that's not what I mean. But this 4, normally it's going to be a 4, 5 and 6. You can also already give a little bit more information from your facial expression that something is going to happen. Most of the followers, they will just stop and then be like triple step. But if you're already on your 3, show to your followers that something might just be happening, something that he or she is not used to or accustomed to, the intention will already be there. So if I'm going back, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I will just open my eyes a little bit more, and I do shift from my left to my right. It's 100% sure that your follower is going to understand it. If your follower can follow it, it's something else, because you have to have this a couple of times before it's in your system. So how can we make sure that the follower will upgrade this probability of 60% that he or she will get it into 80 or 90%? What I can do, as I just mentioned, facial expression, get my shoulders a bit up, yeah, but instead of only my shoulder, maybe I should take my own upper body, and it's not really much, but you just go a little bit more higher than normal, because it will show in your body expression towards your follower that something else is going to happen. So what I don't want to see is in 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then really an high up, including the arm, and then drag your follower away to where you would like to go. So we go back, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so now you have to pay attention to the following, and this is what we call a pre-lead. This pre-lead just is right before the actual move is going to be set in. So if I want to do an anchor, there's no problem. My pre-lead, for example, in a normal 6 count is this. Watch, 1, 2, 3, and I will slow down now. This is my pre-lead, so she understands that this is going to be the end of the pattern. And 4 slows already down, establish his and her own anchor. 5 and 6. So if I want to make sure that my follower is going to work with me, what I can do is this. Watch. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and instead of being already busy just to get into my stretching, and then from 6 and 1, I can still maintain my connection firmly. And what I'm doing, maybe you have already, you went to a couple of our classes, but what we like to have is a connection that if I'm going to be away from my follower will follow me like a magnet on a fridge. So if I'm going to be away, this hand of the follower is going to follow me. And now it's easier just to give that lead away from that anchoring spot that your follower is accustomed to. So watch. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And you see that my hand will deviate a little bit away, and it's just really like a couple of inches. And from here, moving away. Yeah? Okay, so there are 2 things. The leaders, you can do just a cross. Yeah? From your forward, step, cross, step. Do make sure that if you're going to make this step, that you're going to focus also on your followers' steps. Okay, because we really want to keep in sync so that we can both start our next pattern. And the second one, as I already mentioned, followers. If you feel that you're going forward, 1, 2, 3 and 4, don't put your head down, but just look at your partner. And maybe you're already styling, so his loss or her loss. But the problem is, if you are not looking for extra information, you will never get it. So you really need to pay attention first to the facial expression, then body. But I think if you are focusing first and foremost on that connection that you always have and that you always want to establish, especially on that 4, because that's the end of your 6 count pattern, then you might just have all the information that you need, because this is going to be happening. So it's going to be forward, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you feel that you want to anchor right here, so you can do your 5 and 6, but you feel that your arm is going to be here. So now you have to follow it, and all of a sudden you feel that the body of the leader goes that way. So of course you're going to follow 5 and 6. Okay, so these are the most important parts when where's pre-lead involved, and of course getting out of your basic anchoring. Okay, so I told you that I also want to give you an extra one, and this is going to be a simple free pass. So what I'm doing is the following: leaders 1, 2, 3 and pre-lead, 5 and 6. So now I'm changing my connection from my left to right to my right to left. From here, I'm just going to open up, and I will just change my position. So it's going to be 6, and I'm just going to open up, and 1, and I just make sure that there's going to be a prep possibility for my followers by just bringing my hand a little bit to my left side. 1 to my left side. Nothing changes, it's more my body that changes. Okay? But if you don't do this, most likely your follower won't understand that it's going to be a turn involved. Okay? So from here it's going to be 1, 2, and here I release. And if the follower is able to turn in place, because it's a turn, most likely the spin is going to be from, I think I did a double spin, from here. It's going to be on the right, it's going to be the 4, which means that I can still use a normal anchor. So if I'm practicing this, then I even might, as a follower, being able to connect quickly, maybe on the N, on the 4, so you have 3 and 4. Connection is settled. The leader is able just to already connect himself and bring 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Brings the hand a little bit away, and now we can do the exact same thing. So now we can do the 5 and 6 away from that default anchoring. Okay, so from the top it looks like this. 1, 2, 3 and pre-lead, 5 and change hands, 1 small prep, 3 and see her turn, 4 and 5 and 6. I think this is a very interesting take that you can work together with or just on your own, because if the pre-lead doesn't work and if you are still focusing too much on this basic anchoring, then you basically sell yourself short, because as you can see, it didn't look so difficult, but if you don't pay attention to the signals, it's going to be very hard to improve yourself, even though these are the very interesting things to work on. So that was it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this class. Make sure that you are still going to our website and of course to our Facebook groups, and just to see where all the updates are going to be. And visit our website, westcoastswing.amsterdam. Alright, hey, thank you very much, and hopefully I'll see you to the next class. Thank you.